Font family, it is your friendly Font founder, Elena Brandt, and I thought that it was only right and just that on today, which is the solemnity of the most holy body and blood of Christ, at least here in the United States, that it would be appropriate for us to talk about the presence of Christ in the Eucharist and the 4 ways that we experience Christ at Mass. So if you're interested in learning more in today's catechesis video, then please keep watching. Hey Font family, so in today's video we're going to talk about the 4 ways that Christ is present in the Eucharist. Now, I can remember a time, and I know that there's still quite a few parishes that do this, they will have an outdoor procession. Well, if they had one today, I hope they brought umbrellas, because at least here in South Jersey it is great weather for ducks, but not great weather for processing, especially if you're processing with like nice vestments and stuff. It is not good procession weather today. But in some parts of the country, and in some parishes, I think even in our own diocese, it's custom that they do have a procession, and they'll process outside. If you've ever seen it, it's pretty cool. Maybe I'll insert a picture. Process with Christ in a monstrance, and they have this canopy over it. It's quite beautiful. But I would like to call your mind and remind you that there are actually 4 ways that Christ is present. So if you'd like to learn more about that, let's keep watching and get started with number 1. So the first way is the one that I always remember, my go-to since I made First Holy Communion back in 1991. And I remember that Christ is present in the forms of bread and wine that become the body and blood of Christ that we receive during the communion procession. That's number 1. The way that Christ is present is in the priest. The priest, when he is ministering the sacraments, he acts in persona Christi, which means in the person of Christ. And so when the priest is washing the car, he's just Father who's washing his car. And when the priest is mowing the lawn, he's Father who's mowing the lawn. But when he is celebrating the sacraments and celebrating the Eucharist, he is acting in the person of Christ. So that's the second way. The third way that Christ is present when we hear the gospel proclaimed. And that's why the general instruction even says this is a time when we listen. And rather than keeping our heads in the book, it's a great time to imagine. It's a great time to think about, wow, what was it like? What was it like when Christ walked the earth and he proclaimed this gospel to people? And sometimes I was just at a gathering of some friends last night, and one of my friends was saying, hey, there's a lot of humor in the gospel too. Some of the things that Jesus said were actually kind of witty. And I was like, wow, I never really looked at it that way. But it's true, some of the things that Christ said, maybe the humor doesn't translate over the centuries. Some of the things that Christ said were entertaining for his time too, that he wasn't just like some dude that was telling everybody, oh, you need to do this, and this. But Christ, who is the Son of God, was bringing things alive in maybe even an amusing kind of way. And so Christ is present when the gospel is proclaimed, and that's why we stand, and that's why it's a great idea if you were in a parish that has the reading from the book, close the book, listen. And if your parish that doesn't have the reading from the book, that's great. Then you don't even close, just listen. But to use your imagination, because Christ is present in the room. Here he comes. Then the 4th way that Christ is present in the Eucharist is in the assembly, is in all of us that are gathered. So there's a dimension of this, and there's a dimension of us. So Christ is present in everybody who's gathered to celebrate. You and me and the next guy and the next guy and the next gal, everybody who's gathered for worship. Christ is present collectively in all of us. That's a pretty powerful image if you think about it. And then we become even more of what we receive. We become what we offer. That goes to God, and then God gives it back to us tenfold. We become what we receive. We become the body of Christ, which we also take internally. We're also transformed on the outside. We're glowing. This is exciting. And so As a church on earth, we're called to be Christ's hands and feet. In a sense, we're called to be that body and blood of Christ. We're called to be the hands, the feet, the arms, the legs, everything, so that we can share the good news that God is love and God loves us so much. God loves us so much, and each one of us, we're made in that gloriously beautiful, that gloriously wonderful image and likeness of God.